What's up YouTube? We are back again with another video, and this video is being shot from the warehouse for my business. And so ignore all this stuff here. I actually just got done, as you guys can see, putting in some work, man, and that's just me. I like to get my hands dirty. I like to be involved in all aspects of my business. I'm the accountant, I'm the marketer, I am the content creator. I am everything that my business needed, and that is very important in the early stages where you might have more time than you do have capital, and you have to turn your time into money. So I literally just got done painting this entire warehouse. These walls were rusted, they were mismatched. It wasn't like what you guys see here. I'm gonna actually tag a video that I took when I first signed the lease here, so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. So you got to be able to dream. This place is nowhere close to perfect, but I'm going to make it home for my company. And it's all about the vision. You got to be able to, see the diamond in the rough and make it work. So, I was able to build a $500,000 business in 2 years just by being resourceful. And I talked about this in my previous video. Most people might look at this building and not see what I see. The same thing with the trucks. People might see a $10,000 truck and think that maybe a $100,000 truck would be more sufficient for their business. But I'm all about trying to get the most out of the least, and so this is going to be the first warehouse for my business, and I'm just enjoying the process of just making it what I want it to be. These walls were, like I said, multiple different colors. I went and rented a spraying machine from Home Depot, 3 5-gallon buckets of paint, and yeah, so the plan with this space is to do a couple different things. And so I'm gonna wall this off, and this is gonna be office space. We have Wi-Fi. I actually just picked it up recently. I have that stuff there. So the plan is to have a wall here. There's going to be a wall here, most likely on that pillar all the way down, and that's going to be our working space. So that's going to be AC'd. There's going to be TVs in there. It's going to be comfortable for the people that are working, on computers and stuff like that. Back here is just where we're going to store, whether it's customer belongings or, just boxes, shrink wrap, materials, and the equipment that we need to do moves. We also resell furniture, and so by then it's going to be a lot more organized in here, but there's going to be a couple things going on. A lot of this furniture that we get, I have a guy that refinishes them, and then we turn around and sell them. We're all pretty big on green earth and recycling, and so a lot of stuff that people either throw away or or just getting rid of, we take that stuff, clean them up, and turn around and, sell them or give them to someone in need. So we're going to have an area in here for that. I don't know if you guys can tell from the video, but this building is massive. So we're going to be able to do a lot of things in here. And so, I wanted you guys to see the ugly. You get on the internet and everyone is showing their highlight. Everyone is showing the Lambo. Everyone's showing the Lambos. Everyone's showing, the stuff that looks great, and I want to highlight the other side of that. I want to highlight, the truck that might leak oil because that's all you can afford. I want to highlight, the building that, might not be state of the art, but it still, gets the job done. And so if I can build $1 million or $2 million business with just the base necessities, imagine what I would do if I was fully funded. And so my channel is all about doing the most that you can with what you have, thinking outside the box, and then, just doing as much as you possibly can with what you have to get to where you want to be. I'm still in shock being able to call this large space like the home of my business, and I'm still fighting, scratching, clawing at that end goal. And I want you guys to be a part of that journey. I want you guys to see the good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty, my good days, my bad days. And yeah, I'm going to highlight all of that. And so, yeah, this is the new home for our company. And so as we add things and make changes, I'm going to, make these videos so you guys can kind of tag along. But yeah, this series is going to be called Something Out of Nothing, I'll make some videos later on about my my upbringing and family and, all the things that kind of make me the person that I am. But in the meantime, let's focus on the things that I know you guys want to see. We're going to focus on the business. We're going to focus on the grind, the hustle, and turning nothing into something. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.